Welcome back to the Premium Advantage.
I love that, man. By the way, I just love when you do that. I have like nightmares of it, and it wakes me up. I love it.
So many developments have happened. If you go back and you look at the other videos, you'll notice there was a lot more stuff going around. Like the table was a little bit cluttered. And I still need to learn more as we develop the process, such as Quincy was instructing me, which is your mic needs to be a little closer. Nonetheless, the developments are coming along, okay? And so as you see and you notice the screen, we have evolved our presentation to you guys. And in one of them, what we decided to do to use as much as we could of the environment is include in the screen our guest for today. You see on the screen today? I can't even tell. She's on the screen right now.
Technology at its finest.
Yes, that's right. As we learn it, as we go through the process, we've done several aspects that you may not notice if it's the first time, but if you go to the other episodes, you'll see and you understand what we're referring to. Okay, our co-host for today, Mr. Jacinto.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. Hey.
And so to evolve on the conversation that we touched on last time, which was New Year's resolutions.
Resolution time.
And so one of the things that I like to do is to try to connect with what is happening in the environment, with what is happening in situations with regards to seasonal situations that are cyclical,
right? And
throw them into and have a little chat and discussion to see, how deep can we get with regards to this New Year's resolution and strategizing processes and making things a little bit more efficient so that we can all have a little bit more control and information with regards to how we deal with things, okay? And so in that, what we wanted to press on was the New Year's resolution of health, nutrition, things of that nature, your body, yourself, knowing and understanding that a little bit better with regards to the components that you intake. And so that you intake and that you also eat and that you drink, okay, as well as the exercise that you do and things of that nature. Now, something else that I wanted to share with you guys is the business aspect of it, the business aspect and the entrepreneurial aspect of it. Which, what do you think about last week's episode with regards to the entrepreneurial story, Jacinto?
No, great. No, absolutely.
I thought it was so awesome. It felt reasonable to engage more entrepreneurial spirits. And now connect the health and nutrition, connect women entrepreneurs, success stories. And so with that, we bring you Miss Juliana Garcia Halloran, a.k.a. FeistyFitness, a.k.a. the Booty Whisperer.
The Booty Whisperer is in the house.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hey.
Would you do us a favor? And if you wouldn't mind catching up or giving us an update or of yourself, your story a little bit, so that our guests can get to know you a little bit better.
Okay, sure. Thanks, Robert. And I'm very happy to be here. As you know, I'm local. I'm actually from Houston, Texas. Born and raised up until 2017. I also went to the University of Houston, where I got to meet you two souls, which I'm very blessed to have known you not that long ago, right, guys? I've grown up an athlete all my life. And I got into personal training way after high school. I didn't even, or college. I went to college and got a psychology degree at U of H. And then I got into sales. Yeah. So I got into working out after I went through some half marathons, triathlons. I wanted more. I wanted to learn how to build my muscle. And my best friend introduced me to personal training in Santiago, where we all met at U of H. And what I loved about it was it was the next step in my life where it was time for me to take care of myself. I didn't know what it meant to be in good shape, but I thought exercise was the only way, right? So I go to the gym, I learned my craft, I became a trainer at 24-Hour Fitness, and I spent 4 years there. I call it the university for PT.
Sure.
I'm a trainer, go get a job at a corporate office, because it's a great way to learn and set up your business, because it's hard to go and hustle out and get clients. Is with me? Hello?
Yes, we are with you.
Yes.
The last thing that I heard was that it's hard to get
clients
to hustle Because that is the repetitive story that I
to
keep hearing.
hustle. So that was the start of my entrepreneurship. I didn't realize I was in training to become an entrepreneur, which as of now, for me, I own my own company now, and it's just getting really launched and started over the last year. I was at 24 for 4 years, and I set up my own shop at Hank's Gym. I was a contract trainer there, and I got into bodybuilding in 2008.
2008?
So somebody, 2008.
Fairly
Graduated
recent.
from U of H in 99.
I mean, yeah. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay, 99. Wow. Okay. Wow. That's a long story. I like it.
So thank you. In 2008, they put into my head that I had the right physique, to compete. And I wasn't really sure what that meant or what that was till I went and saw a bodybuilding show at the University of Houston.
At the University of Houston? I didn't know that they did that.
They hold events there for bodybuilding shows.
Oh, okay. I'd like to go.
Yeah.
So after that, I was like, I saw these bodies on stage and I was like, oh my God.
Men and women, I guess it's a men and women body.
Something's going on. So I was enthralled, and that was the beginning of my road to becoming an IFBB Bikini Pro. And that's the International Federation of Bodybuilding.
Wow.
So as I started in 2008, it took me 7 years and 4 national shows to get my pro card, which I'm proud of because that's a big feat.
How do you?
Anybody's familiar?
What do you do to earn that pro card? Like, I understand there's a time reference, but I mean, you have to accumulate points or something. Like, how many points or what kind of points to accumulate this honor?
Well, when it comes, so as an amateur, I was a national physique competitor. That's an organization, NPC. So you start at the NPC level. And so I was at the amateur level. And if you want to become a pro, you win a big regional show. So you go sign up, you prepare, you go to a regional show. And for me, it was the Phil Heath in Houston.
Oh,
Okay.
So you have to win levels.
gotcha.
You have to win levels. So I won. It took me quite a few shows, but I won my own show. It was the Phil Heath, and that was in 2014. And I won the title. Of best overall bikini.
Number one.
And
Bikini number one. We need to put a picture of that one. Do we have a picture of that?
I think it's on her IG. We'll pull that up.
Okay, yeah. Oh, yes. Okay, that would be cool. I'll put it in the description.
So there's different categories. There's high classes when it comes to bodybuilding. So there's bikini. Then so in bikini category, we have high classes. So if you're, 4'9" or 5'1" and under, A, and then if you're in 5'2", and so there's different categories. And I was always in class C.
Okay.
So that night there were 222 females competing
Wow.
in the whole bikini class.
What kind of class?
And bikini. So bikini is the most it's more of a feminine look. It's kind of like a Barbie with a little bit of muscles.
Okay.
So as opposed to a figure girl is going to have wider shoulders, a little boxier, more muscle, and that's more of your mesomorph. Your mesomorph body type falls great under that category for females. So, and ectomorphs like myself are going to fall better in the bikini class. So there's different body types that we have out there, and each one. And then if you're going to be more of a physique competitor, that's more of your endomorph, your bigger girls who have to lose more body fat but have more muscle. So just to give you a little bit of a background. So in bikini, we had 5 different classes, and every winner from each class goes to the finals. So that night, I think I went up against 34 girls.
Wow.
And I won my class. I also had 5 of my own competitors that I coached who were also entered in the Phil Heath as well, that won top 5. So I was also coaching that night and also competing.
Wow, it's a lot of.
And with that,
I have a question about this. This sounds like a super duper commitment on your end with regards to your eagerness to get to this level.
Right.
While all of this is going on, are you concerned? Are you stressed? Are you loving this? And you're like, I gotta keep moving. I'm curious about this thought process because there's a lot to accomplish.
That's a great question. There is a lot of stress that comes with it. And I've been competitive since I was, at 7 years old when I started running track competitively. And
Competitive.
At 7.
Who wants to run?
I love that though, because you hear about like the most successful athletes or the most successful people who have done things. They always say, I started when I was young. I started when I was doing things when I was young, right? That's so awesome. I love that.
Was there somebody or something that you felt like pressed you to be competitive in that nature? Or I'm just curious. Where you're like, yeah, this person or a friend or my parents. I'm curious.
Well, my dad always encouraged me to be very competitive. He used to have me race my cousins in the neighborhood. And it was always like, my daughter can beat your son. My daughter can beat your son. So that's where it started. So I was very competitive at a young age, but for fun, it wasn't ever, it was always a positive in my life. And it was great because.
Well, as far as you know, you couldn't, your dad might have been putting money on the side in those street races. You don't know.
You never know.
Oh, he gave me some of it out. Yeah, I know.
Yes.
Split it up. So.
Shout out to Big Poppy right there.
There you go, man. I gotta learn some tips about incentivizing
for child raising. I want to have kids just so I can race them on the street. That sounds awesome. I want to have a kid now. I'm so serious.
There's good money in it.
I'll help you trade them.
Perfect. Look at this. We're good to go.
Team, baby. The premium advantage, baby. Here we go. Now we're talking. I love it.
Now we're cooking with grease.
Yeah. Now we have committed folks that have perfected masterized their technique and their efforts, and are able to give mass amounts of information in a condensed amount of time, but nonetheless. Valuable is the most important word that I think I want to enhance. It's such a deep experience that you have, and I would like to keep going with it. Where did I cut you off? I cut you off because I got intrigued about the competitive.
For sure.
I'm visualizing your night.
I can totally see it with her. Like, with her hair, the way her hair bounces up and down when she's running down the street. That'd be even funnier. I mean, it's so entertaining.
It's like, break. I need more elaboration on that night with regards to where you were, what was happening, because it's a lot,
Right. I have a question about your history, Juliana. Something that I know personally, but the folks at home might not necessarily know is you had a child and then became a pro, which is amazing, because I feel like there's a lot of women out there who feel like they've had a child or two and they feel like their body is just really impossible to get to a certain level. Or can you talk about how difficult, or maybe some things that you would tell a woman out there who has had a child and wants to get back into shape?
Absolutely. Yeah, it's doable, ladies. It's absolutely doable. I don't care if you had a baby 2 days ago. You can get your body back to where it was, and even better than ever before. In fact, that's one of the things that I help with, and guys, you're not going to be able to relate. So I'm apologizing in advance.
I can relate to women.
Time out to the guys.
Oh yeah, no, I can't relate to that.
Having a baby, it does a number to you.
Okay. Yeah.
I'm sure.
And
your hips widen. Right, big time, during the whole experience.
That's just one of the many things that happens, though.
Or you eject a bunch of energy. Take the 9-month period of feeding energy of yourself.
They suck your calcium out. You don't have any teeth afterwards. It's crazy. I'm sorry, we're just jumping ahead. Go ahead, Juliana. We're the guys talking about what women go through. She was telling us. All right, sorry. Go ahead.
I am home, aren't I? I love this. As I was saying, it really does a number on you. And I only had one, and it did a number on me. I was 19 years old when I had my son, so I had some time to recover. But even at that time, I wanted it now. Why is my body like this? Why do I feel like this? What is this panza? I don't understand what this is. So all Juliana knew was I needed to get back to the way I was, because that does a number on your psyche as well. When a woman doesn't feel confident in her own skin, it does a number on her. And then all she's trying to do is crave to be somebody that she's having a hard time to be, because she doesn't know how to do it.
So I have a question.
Right.
Wow. Since you're mentioning the psyche and things of this nature, woman giving birth and the stress that it puts on the woman's body, psyche. So does this information that I'm hearing is there's a lot of relationship, or you can tie into sometimes postpartum depression and things of this nature, which is something that I'm hearing, is what I think I'm hearing, is it leads to something like that, which your body is not doing exactly what you wanted, this and that. And so is that, I'm making assessment here, am I understanding this correctly, is that this is, and then what some of the guidance that you're going to help us with, some of the info is, don't let it get you there. You can get yourself back, and I'm going to give you some info so that you can get it. Is that?
Well, yeah, so definitely it can lead to that. I was fortunate enough not to go through postpartum depression. It is a mindset, but there's hormonal changes that happen.
There's a fine line.
After pregnancy.
There's a line that I'm thinking like I can. If nobody helps you, then you're gonna cross over the line.
Sure.
You got to get you, and if you get you back behind. The line.
You have to. The trick is to stay on that line. Don't get pushed one way or the other. Right. You want to salsa dance down that fence, right?
Yeah. I understand. So yeah, it's something that is really valuable to understand. Right. It's like, hey. Go watch Juliana's videos in the sense of, I don't know, I don't feel it. There's information there that can be positive. I'm just thinking about all of this and tying it together and giving it to us. Keep going, please. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Well, sure. So but going back to finish answering Jason's question about, being able to get your body back and get into good shape, you absolutely can do it. It just takes time and planning and preparation. There's a formula for everybody. For sure.
Carbs. There's some people that are good with carbs. There are some people that are not very good with carbs. How do you see that? I'm just curious since you mentioned the formula.
Well, that leads into our next topic is nutrition, right? I mean, because I feel that New Year's resolutions, people are like, yeah, I want to lose weight. I want to get in shape. Like that's the number one New Year's resolution, but people don't know how to go about it.
I think defining a carb is a big one. People assume a carb is bread, but that's carb, but also other things have carbs in them.
Absolutely.
So what is the difference between a bread, vegetable, things of this nature? What is a more accurate definition so people can relate this and define it better so they can go, oh, I've been eating the wrong thing.
Right.
Please elaborate.
Well, why are we defining what? So we're defining carbs right now?
Well, whatever you
So
think
that's
in the formula, there's a definition.
Sure.
A equals this, S equals C. So when you say there's a formula, I go, yes. Let's define it so that people can understand. Oh, yeah.
It's simple carbs versus complex carbs, right?
Exactly. Yeah, there you go.
Right. Not everybody understands the difference either. They're not sure. Did you guys get a lot of nutrition education in school?
I went to there was a class called what was it? It wasn't nutrition, health. It was like health class. Yes, and they give you information about your body.
I went to Jones High School in South Park, so I learned about Timmy Chan's wings and football mostly. Shout out to South Park.
Okay. So and then in college, I think I took one or two classes, and then those were three classes.
Yeah, but just not necessarily talk to us. Talk to the audience.
Sure,
like people who don't. Like we like to say here on our show, we like to say, "Tell us like we're 5."
Like we're 2.
2. Wow, we just got downgraded. So tell us like we're 2. Break it down for us.
Break it down a little bit more even, so we can go deeper in understanding.
Okay, so in order for us to get through the day, we need to feed our bodies.
Perfect.
Okay, and there's three macronutrients that we require, and the reason why we need these 3 is so that our body gets everything it needs to live its optimal life possible. And that means waking up with energy, feeling good, no ailments going on. You're ready to seize the day because you're feeding yourself properly. And those calories that you're eating come from food. Those macronutrients are broken down into different calories.
Okay.
So when you understand that you need these 3 types of macronutrients, macro meaning in large amounts. Okay.
Yep.
When you find the right balance of macronutrients and you fuel your body with the right amount of fuel that it needs, let's say, for example, I need 2,000 calories a day to maintain my weight. What does that look like for Juliana in a typical day? Okay, that means I'm an intermittent faster, but that means I'm going to eat on a schedule and I'm going to eat the right foods that my body needs without inflaming it. So I like to coach my clients on.
How would you break down the 2,000, like 24-hour day period? You wake up. What's the consumption there in that morning? What's the consumption at nighttime? Should it wind down? Should it go up? Everybody's different?
Everybody's different. So my meal plan is different from somebody else's meal plan, but there's some basic guidelines you can follow and everybody can live a non-inflammatory life. So one of the things I talk about is eating less processed foods and eating more whole foods.
Right.
There's a lot of processed foods that cause inflammation.
I remember reading an ingredients bag a long time ago. And when you look at the back of the ingredients bag, just so you know, some people don't know this, it gives you the ingredients in what's inside.
Right.
And so if you look at an ingredients bag and it's got like a list let's call it this thick of ingredients.
Right.
You're looking for something that has this, or maybe one line of ingredients is
Right.
the ideal situation with regards to
Right.
the same product. Okay, so that's what she means by processed foods. This thick means a lot of processing. One line means less mixture.
And to be clear, we're talking about the ingredients, not the nutritional
Which
value.
is the secondary part of what I was
Right,
going to get to.
and they do that on purpose, right? Shout out to Michelle Obama,
Okay,
because
okay.
Michelle Obama is the reason why our nutrition labels are so huge now. And she's bolded
more.
certain parts that are really important, but still they have the ingredient list in baby tiny letters, right?
Yeah. So right, correct. And that's it's important. The moment that I was thinking was whenever I was describing I picked this one over this one. They're like, what? But it's the same calories. I go, yeah. You have two things to worry about:
Right.
the processing of the nutrition of what you're gonna eat, and then also the calories. So it's
Right.
not just one thing; it's actually a dual level situation.
Right.
In my perception. So yes, less processed foods. Thank you.
Yeah, so I guess the main question, Juliana, is what to eat, right? What do we eat? What do you recommend for folks?
Well, I recommend whole foods, obviously one ingredient food. So like
ingredient.
lean cuts of meat, you want to have whole fruits and vegetables.
Gotcha.
And when it comes to protein, carbs, and fats, knowing which foods fall under those categories that you need. Proteins you're going to need for the amino acids. Our body's made up of 75% amino acids, so we want to fuel that.
Wow.
So when we know what that is, so complex carbohydrates, to answer your question earlier, Robert, complex carbohydrates, those are going to be like your grains and starches. We need those because carbohydrates are our main energy source. Okay, that's our main energy source. But when we run out of carbohydrates, our body always has a plan B. It'll fall into using fat for fuel, and that's called ketosis. That's why some people fall and like to do the ketogenic diet. So, and that's so diet. And Jason, we were talking the other day, and I loved how you said reminded me of the definition of diet. And can you repeat that for me?
So the definition of diet is just what you eat. Right, that people are so scared of the word I'm on a diet, but it's just literally what you eat. So if you're an alcoholic and all you do is eat bar nuts, you have a diet of alcohol and bar nuts.
I got the bar diet,
right? So, or if you're just eating all protein, it's all protein. But don't be afraid, folks, of that word diet. Juliana, you can definitely get deeper into that.
Maybe structured diet would be something that you can be more.
But even that word frightens people. So we like to say more of it's more of a lifestyle, right? It's more of a
gotcha. Marketing.
Right, go ahead, Juliana.
Well, diet, like you said, what you eat. And what the best thing about that is that we get to decide what we eat, but we live in a Western society where everything's fast food on the go. And also everything is cheap. If you can go and get 3 or 4 tacos for $1 and you have a family to feed, what are you going to do?
Sure.
So, that's a whole nother topic when it comes to, obesity and everything. But when it comes to what you eat, having whole foods balanced in the right macronutrients and feeding your body the right amount of calories a day, that's what you should be doing. But not a lot of people do not know how to do that. People don't know how many calories they need to eat.
1 second before we elaborate on that frame of a little tangent with regards to the 3 tacos.
I knew that was going to get your attention.
Hold on a second, though. I just had tacos.
Go ahead. Yeah.
3 tacos is not bad for you. It's where these tacos come from, how they're made, what's in them.
Right.
So when the description that I heard was 3 $1 tacos is, in my perception, a fast food restaurant. I'm not even going to say which one, just one that processes things quickly.
Sure.
And so they have low, in my perception, nutritional value. They're
Right.
tacos, they're delicious tacos.
Right.
And that's what I mean by defining that little detail of that conversation, which is what people, sometimes people get confused. Well, I had 3 tacos, I don't understand, but you said, but where you get them from, the nutritional value of these tacos. Yes, the same calories, but what they're made of, different.
Right.
And so that was my part of my
Absolutely.
tangent. That was the part of my tangent. Thank you. Back in. Bow.
Wow. Here we go.
No, that's okay. I'm glad. No, it's good that you clarified that because not everybody would understand what I was saying from that. But yes, I can make 3 tacos at home,
Right.
with my own ingredients, and those are going to be perfect for my daily calorie intake.
Yes.
And they're made with love.
Correct.
The
And
number
with
one
thought.
ingredient.
And with thought.
No, but seriously, it gets deeper than that. I read this information about a Buddhist monk.
Oh,
So
Buddhist monk.
Buddhist monks, when they travel together, they take their own food. And it's not a health reason. The reason is because they put their love and energy into the food that they eat, and then it translates through, which is I think why when you go home to see your mom or your grandmother, like that food tastes so much better than a restaurant. I feel like they put their love, their soul, their spirit into it.
I think maybe they just don't trust nobody.
That too. Shout out to Gramita.
They're like, hey, you're gonna go out here, don't talk to nobody, don't
Chug,
nobody,
chug,
take your
chug,
own
chug,
food.
chug, 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 chug.
Just walk the straight line and stay together.
So, what to eat? I know that sometimes that people get involved, like in blood type. I'm not going to say the word
Right,
diet, but I
right.
just said it. What would you say instead of diet?
Your consumption, what?
Yeah.
I would call it something like that. I always think of it as a machine. We're a machine, organic machine.
I mean, we are mammals. We are fat storing machines at the end of the day.
That's what I see it as.
So, so you just brought up a great resource I like to use. It's the blood type food list.
Food list.
Okay.
Let's use food list instead of diet.
I like it. What's
Right.
your list look like?
What's your food list like, brother? 3 tacos,
So if any-
alcohol, and beer nuts.
You want me to subcategorize those for you? What,
Wait.
3 tacos?
That's
Food list is actually correct. That actually makes more sense. I can visualize a food list. I can't visualize a diet.
Right. So, blood type food list.
Yes.
Can you tell us about that?
Something I didn't mention earlier when I was telling you a little bit of my history. Bodybuilding got me into. I went back to school and got a nutrition degree.
Okay.
Because I wanted to learn the science behind it. I want to learn why. Because when I started competing, my coaches were underfeeding me, and I was like killing myself for 7 days a week. I'm like, this isn't right. I'm not even meeting my output. My output.
Wow.
My
So,
formula, my machine is not.
Right.
You're like a
So
rock star.
just now, let's go back to answer your question. Blood type food list came in after I read about it in school. It wasn't made a big deal or anything, but I was doing research on it. I was looking at all these different diets, and
Yep.
we had to research and write papers on them. So it was brought to my and then I started using that and implementing that with my clients, because I found that there was a lot of foods on that list that cause inflammation. And anecdotally, over the last 10 years, I've had a lot of clients who follow the blood type food list. So you have your blood types O, which is pretty much, majority of the population. Then you have your A's, then you have B's, and then ABs. So do you guys know your blood type?
Yeah, I'm A.
I think I'm AB.
You're AB, so you can give blood to anybody.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
And then probably,
Right? Isn't that what it is?
I think it's backwards. Always the recipient. I
So
think,
good
right?
to know that if we ever,
recipient.
like in a zombie apocalypse, that we
Yeah.
need to capture Robert and use his blood to bring
Sure,
back the rest of
sure.
society.
That would be fun.
Love it. I'm a type A.
You're A. I'm an O. Okay. AB is the rarest blood type.
Oh, is that right?
actually.
That's special.
So
special,
they
man.
do want that
No
blood
wonder
a
you're
lot.
special.
Get me. When is the
Which is
universal
interesting because
donor?
I've met a lot of ABs.
Is that right?
Awesome.
I have.
Maybe I'm a no.
So
I don't know.
this blood type food list.
Revealed in the
this
next
blood type-
episode.
Carla, please tell us what your husband's
It's in the paper.
blood
It's
type
in the paper at
is.
the house. It's just so many of them.
She would know.
She would.
So the blood type food list definitely helps you to follow a list and teaches you which foods could be causing inflammation
Oh, how
in your
exciting.
body.
How do we get the list?
Actually, you can Google it
Oh,
and download a PDF.
Nice.
Yes, it's that simple. There's no secrets here. You can also find the
see,
book. There's a book, and you can order the book.
The premium advantage and the Juliana Fitness putting it together for you.
Boom.
3 tacos. Look at the list. Easy peasy.
Lemon squeezy.
Easy.
Easy peasy lemon
There's a
squeezy.
list. There's another list. Pow! Start cooking.
So I think that's an important point you brought up a
That's
moment ago,
funny.
Juliana, is listening to your body. I feel that
Yeah,
people don't listen
right.
to their body enough, right? I have people tell me, "Oh, I'm tired. I'm not going to go to sleep." I'm like, "What? You should go to sleep if you're tired." "I'm hungry, but I'm not going to eat." Like, what?
You're
I'm busy.
right. That's
Because I'm
absolutely
busy.
correct.
So now, like, they're like, "Oh, I love that food. My stomach is bloated. I feel terrible." Like, what? That makes
Yeah.
so. How do you get someone to
How's-
focus on that, right?
Spicy is spicy. Because spicy is so
Right.
good.
When your
So
face is on
spicy,
fire and you
I
can,
like it. Give me the towel.
your mouth is
Give me the
bleeding. You're
towel.
like, so how do you get someone to kind of focus that, kind of zone that in, to listen to their bodies and really follow a food list correctly?
Well, start paying more attention to when you eat something. So let's say, for example, I'm a blood type O, and one of the things that I found out I had to start removing was wheat and corn.
Ah, man.
I'm going to repeat that. Wheat and corn.
Wheat and corn are in like most of our foods.
Yes.
Keep going. Wow, that's a lot. Okay, I got you.
Right. Well, the more I started learning about which foods cause me inflammation, for example, after a competition, I would put on some weight, even though I was trying to eat healthy, but like whole wheat bread, I was eating every day, and that's inflammatory to me.
And
corn tortillas, I was eating every day.
Yeah, okay, gotcha.
One slice, not one loaf, right?
Is it? Oh, right, one slice.
You eat one
slice
loaf?
from the loaf.
Like you're getting your carbs in there, Robert.
Yeah, I know.
It's true.
Typically 2 slices from the loaf.
An entire loaf.
It's a small loaf. Where were we? We were 10 minutes.
So we're talking about the list, guys. Come on, focus.
Okay.
Go.
So we're gonna take the blood type food list, and I was eating wheat and corn every day. And when I removed those 2 things and said, like, first I just removed them, and within days I'm like, oh my gosh, I was getting, I'd get stuff that would manifest in my face. Get ash on the side of my nose when I would have cheddar cheese or tortillas. So
wow.
Anytime I would put something, when I stopped, I had a lot of things that changed. Even my face wasn't as round. I didn't realize I was carrying water in my face, but so there's a lot of little things.
Now, hold on one second. Then, may I interject? Now, you mentioned cheese, and now some people might be like, I don't want to give up cheese. I don't care how much my face. What would you say to those folks that is like, I mean, not necessarily that cheese is going to be on their list, right? It's like, cheese is on my list. What would you say to What would you say to them? Like, I mean, you don't have to give up cheese. There's substitutes that, I mean, are pretty much exactly like cheese. Or they give it to you where it's nutritional and it looks like cheese. It tastes
like vegan cheese, right? It's like made out of cashews and stuff.
Sure. I mean, that's right. There's options for you to have this list modified a little bit so that you can, make it equal to cheese. Hello? Oh, she got off.
Yes, you can definitely modify the list, but one thing is finding other ingredients that are going to fulfill that need. For bread, example.
Bread.
Okay, there's other ingredients. So you become an expert at that list, and you're like, okay, I know these things are causing me inflammation. I'm going to eat grain-free chips instead of corn chips. I love chips and salsa.
Wow, did you see her expression, y'all? Like everything changed right now. She had to stop and take a breath.
She was
love.
I think chips and salsa made up for every time that I cut her off in the middle of a conversation. Perfect. Just to bringing it up herself.
Absolutely.
Yes. Got it, chips and salsa.
Okay, so what do you do?
You guys know what I'm talking about. There's some things that you just love to eat. So anyway, having to give that up was hard. And I have grain chips that I eat, and no, they're not the same exact thing as corn deep fried chips, but they get the job done for me. Yeah. So, and you've got to ask yourself, are you willing to inflame your body? Ask yourself this. This is important. This is one thing I teach. I'm going to give you a coaching tip that I give to my clients. Hold on, Robert. How much do you want to feel good and be healthy? We always say, I want to lose weight. If you really want to, then you would definitely start making choices on what belongs in your body and what does. You should I told you this, Jason, a red velvet rope around your body with a bodyguard saying, are you going to get my girl to her goals? No. Step to the left. No briberies here. Oh, you're going to get her to her goals? Come on in. So I'm going to eat the things. I love myself, and I know a lot of people out there love themselves. And and it doesn't matter. That doesn't really matter to a point. But when you really want to take care of your health and be healthy and live long enough to see your grandchildren, you will start scrutinizing what you put in your body, because what you eat in public, you wear in private.
Ooh, that should be on a T-shirt right there.
So one of the things, and then I all of that is accurate. I think I would like to say it. So one of my concern is that sometimes I like to call, and even to myself, is that sometimes people is like, but I love myself, and I do make the right choices. So, but it's the price of ignorance is what I like.
Sure.
Is what when it happens to me, I'm like,
yeah.
I did not know. I did not understand. I didn't know. Nobody had given me this information this way where
right, like you wanted it badly, but you didn't necessarily know the right way.
Correct. Like I'm racing here, I'm running around, but it's not happening. It's like, okay, so this is so that you can have that. It's just we have professionals here, 20 years. What was the name of that organization?
NASM, National Academy of Sports Medicine.
Hey, just saying. The tools are available. The resources are available.
It's all Googleable.
Right, correct. So it is. But what happens is on Google, for
right.
you guys, it's a little bit of a bubble during
Sure.
research.
Sure.
Research. So yeah, I would say step out of Google, step into the premium advantage, the FeistyFitness situation, and start expanding your communication.
Right.
Where it comes from, because it's probably not accurate in two ways: the receiver, the sender, and the receiver. So keep that in mind as we go through this process of, I had to clarify a couple of things with regards to what was, and I think of myself as not a relatively nutritional. Oh, wait, hold on. What are we talking about? Okay, perfect.
Right.
So it's ideal to have these types of conversation in my perception, that really know what they're talking about, so that you can have the information and use it and have the drive and have the proper information to connect you and be able to succeed at that.
Because there's a lot of information out there, and I feel like people. I was just at the gym today.
They're selling you the information.
I saw this girl looking at her Instagram,
Yep.
and trying to mimic the exercises she saw on Instagram, and I'm like, there's no science behind that. She's just following this exercise, looking at this quote unquote hot person with filters on their IG,
Correct.
think I gotta look like that, right? So
Correct.
it's breaking those. We have so much information, but it's like too much information now. And how do we select the right information?
Correct.
You get with someone like Juliana, someone who knows what they're doing to break those things down. Look, focus on these. This particular one is not, and that's huge.
Yes, it's because it's like a little roadmap. Which way are you going to go? Somebody that's traveled the road, that has been in competition, won, understood how the process works, created formulas, or has this formula.
Sure.
Or the little Instagram person or whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, she has real results. If you go to her Instagram, we're gonna be posting that up. When you go to the FeistyFitness,
you don't get nicknamed the Booty Whisperer.
Booty Whisperer for nothing, right? There's before and after pictures of lots of booties on her IG.
That's right.
And so if you want to check those out, you definitely can. Juliana, is there anything else on nutrition that you wanted to touch on? I really want to talk about fitness as well.
Absolutely. Yes. The one thing is, if anybody's trying to figure out what they need to do to start eating a healthy, nutritious diet, what you eat, right? Let's put a positive connotation on that. Then you can definitely start by understanding how much to eat, right? So go learn how many calories that is. Download an app. In fact, I run a 30-day macro challenge, food tracking challenge, where I teach you how to weigh, measure your food, know exactly what to eat and how much to eat. So you can definitely join that challenge when it comes.
Education. You could get an educational class in college and pay $1,000, or you can follow this over here, which is a lot more.
Well,
yes.
My goal, guys, is to educate our community. I want to teach our community
We're all
how
on the same
to eat
page.
and what to eat.
We are all on the same page. Keep going.
Yes.
Good. I'm glad we're on the same team. Beautiful.
What do you feel are the most important aspects of fitness?
The most important aspects of fitness? Well, you definitely want to have a nice, a good strength training program, even if it's just your body weight. You want to push your body. You want to resist your muscles. You want to grow your muscles. Strength training for sure. And it doesn't have to be at a gym. It could be at home. Order a set of dumbbells, kettlebell.
I got to
functionally move your body.
I use mostly.
Yeah, body weight exercises, right? Yeah. Fundamental functional movements, like things that you're going to be using throughout the day. Squats, leaning over, bending down, right?
You do not need to go anywhere to do that.
Absolutely. Right. During COVID, guys, I did this 36 video series of HIIT from my bedroom, and I posted it on YouTube, and it was all functional movements, body weight. You didn't need one piece of equipment at all.
Nice.
So it's very doable. So we can go out there and get functional. And then the next component is going to be cardio. All right, we definitely want to do some cardio. So why do we want to do cardio? Well, for cardiovascular. And you can do that in different forms. You can do HIIT, high intensity interval training, which gets your heart rate up, down. It improves your cardiovascular, it improves your fat burning. You burn calories throughout the day. So these are all things that are going to benefit you health-wise and get you in shape and start losing weight as well.
Now, with regards to the word,
and then the third
cardio. I'm just saying, cardio.
It scares people.
Oh, hold on.
Sure.
It's just your heart pumping at a particular rate for a particular amount of time during the day. How long would you say would be a reasonable time for a day, or even a week, but a day typically, for your heart to pump at this particular, at this cardio, more efficient rate so that you can be healthy? Just that little number. What would you say is that time, cardio exercise per day?
20 minutes.
20 minutes a day, less than 1 hour. It's a super low percentage with regards to, and it's one of the three, right?
Right.
You get the one of the three knocked out in 20 minutes.
And it can get deeper than that if you like and add science to it. There's types of cardiovascular workout, right? There's aerobic versus anaerobic, right? So aerobic means you're burning calories with oxygen.
Yep.
Anaerobic means you're burning calories without oxygen, right? So different types. I like to tell people that aerobic cardiovascular exercises are things that get you like long distance marathon runner type of bot, right? Aerobic, it's with oxygen, and anaerobic is more higher intensity. Your HIIT type of classes that get you up and down. So the various types of cardio, but like Juliana is saying, it doesn't have to be a certain type, right? There's so many. You can dance,
get
salsa,
your heart rate up.
Right, get your anything that gets your heart rate.
There's a video game. Just
what a video
dance.
game!
Just Dance is a video game. It's
Oh,
got
the dance video game.
Yeah,
sure.
Put those on, get the music going, and play for 20 minutes on the screen, and try to get what the exercise is doing. There you go.
And I feel that folks have, in my experience, Juliana, I mean, can you agree with me on this? That clients who do the best cardiovascularly are the ones who find something they love and then do it to death, right? Whether it's dancing, biking, canoeing, right? So, like, what kind of cardiovascular tips do you have for folks who are afraid of the word cardio?
I'm not afraid. I ain't afraid of nothing.
Sure. Okay. Sure. Carla.
The best thing I would recommend, if you have access, of course, I think the biggest thing is for people to just get started. And if you're afraid to go to the gym and you want to do this from home, go on YouTube and Zumba, dance, movement, cardio at home, HIIT. There's so many, there's millions of videos out there that you can start watching that are going to help you. And yes, millions. And you don't even have to, you can start today and you don't have to wait. Don't give excuses like, oh, I'm going to wait till this is better. No, so now, right here, now.
And you can go to Juliana's YouTube page and see some workouts on there.
It'll be in the description.
It'll be in the description. Strength, cardio, and you said there's three?
Yeah, yes. Recovery and mobility is going to fall together. And recovery because, if you're going to be pushing your body and breaking it down, you've got time to rest and recover. That's optimal because it needs a break. And then also mobility pertaining to stretching, keeping your body flexible. Jason, that's something that our clients it was hard for them to do or they didn't make time, but it's important to make time because if you're going to put the effort into strengthing the body, then let's put some effort to make sure it recovers.
You know what? I don't even take this as an excuse. I ain't got no time. I'm just saying, everybody's got time. It's your prioritization.
But that goes back to what we were just saying a little while ago. It's about if you really want it, right? It's human nature that if we really want something, we will make time, we will make money, we will find a way.
Yeah, it's wait, I had another thought about I mentioned it to you before, which was something that I typically also include in my workout, but it's you have to do all of these things, which is I think about my core always, like do planks, do leg races, do maybe some mountain climbers. So but I also stretch it, right? So I don't typically do weights with my core, but you can.
Sure, you can.
Do it, right? I'm not there yet, but what are your thoughts about that? I mean, this is something that I think about is strong core, strong whole. I'm always thinking.
Yeah, strong. That's actually a great question. Strong core, that's your foundation. That's like, think of it as your tree trunk. Okay. When
tree trunk.
Love it.
Be moved. So you want to have a strong core. And that's also going to relate to prevention of back injury. You have a strong core, you're going to have a stronger back as well, because that back musculature intertwines with that core as well. So yeah.
Agonist, protagonist, right?
Well, one of the reasons I started looking more into core strength is specifically because I had a back injury, and it's kind of what's been able to keep me stable. Yeah, without the core strengthening, I would be in terrible playing.
And that's why you love swimming so much, right? Because it's great cardio for you, and you can keep your abs engaged the whole time.
I got all those three. I think I need to get stretching. As soon as I finish, I do my stretching. bam, got them all out.
Yeah, so find something you like, folks, when it comes to cardio, right? And then recovery, I think, is huge. This is why we're talking about football. We were talking about football the other day. Why Tom Brady, he spends almost an hour to 2 hours on just recovery. He does a long warm up.
I need to increase my recovery.
Yeah,
time.
no, seriously. And Juliana, can you talk about the types and the ways to recover that folks can kind of get started with like, I'm guessing, like foam rolling, stretching?
So you have two kinds. You have passive recovery and you have active recovery. Passive is going to be more like if you're, going to go sit in the hot tub, okay? Or then active recovery is going to be stretching, foam rolling. And then you can also use Theraguns on the muscles in order to break down the fascia. So it's important because you're shortening and lengthening these muscles while you're working out, or even just moving all day. And they've got to recover and rebuild those, but you also have to get more blood flow into them and stretch them so they come back stronger and better for you.
Yeah, think about that blood flow as you press on your arms and you get the rubs and get the blood right in between the little edges on the little cracks inside.
It's all about blood flow at the end of the day.
Yes,
right. It takes oxygen down, and it moves the free radicals out. Blood is everything.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, so we got strength, we got
cardio,
flexibility, and we have cardio.
Yeah.
And we have core in there somewhere.
Core is strength, right?
Stores
strength.
Core. In the core. I like it. So in there.
Right. But the three main: strength, cardio, and recovery slash mobility, flexibility.
Big one. We forget.
Great.
What else do we have in mind with regards to nutrition, which we touched a lot of information, and we'll have more in the description. We had the exercising. What else would you guys like to discuss, including the conversation? What do you guys have available?
Well, I think that Juliana has something that she can give to our subscribers.
Oh!
Yeah.
What can you give to our subscribers, Juliana? That sounds exciting. What you got?
So I know that if you're a subscriber, we're going to send you, or we're going to give you the promo code.
Oh, there's a promo code.
There's a promo code.
Yes, that's what you guys. Okay, got it.
Well, I know the promo code. So while we're getting Juliana sorted out,
perfect.
The promo code, you might want to write this down, folks.
Write this one.
Premium HTX.
HTX.
Premium HTX is your promo code, and you're going to go and email Juliana, which we're going to put at the bottom of our description. You email Juliana your promo code, and she will send you
my Fit and Lean Healthy Recipe Pack.
Nice. Nice.
That was smooth. Nice. That was super smooth.
It's perfect. Right timing. Man, I love it. We're learning a lot. Great.
So folks can get started right away with this pack. It's got some wonderful information. I took a look at it myself.
Oh, did you?
Yes, I did. But you have to subscribe in order to get it.
Nice.
All right. So is there anything else you want to send out to the folks out in podcast land, Juliana?
Yes, absolutely. I feel like I'm a servant for my community, so do not hesitate to reach out to me with any nutrition questions. Cool. I think it's important that we understand I'm going to be doing the webinars, free webinars, educating my community. So I really want to start spreading the knowledge on how we can take better care of ourselves, especially with these times with COVID and the new variants coming out. We have to be in control of our health, and we are the only ones that can do it. Not anybody else around us.
That's right.
Just us. So let's get healthier and let's get stronger together.
I love it. You're absolutely right.
Thank you very much, Juliana. I appreciate your time.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks, guys.
The Booty Whisperer, everyone. The Booty Whisperer is in the house. What an honor.
All right. Now, how wonderful. What a wonderful information we got.
Awesome. Can we take these off?
Yes.
Ooh, awesome. Man. Lovely.
I understand now. Whoa.
I can hear.
Yes. Where were we? Booty Whisperer. As you can see here, perfect.
Great.
All right. From the Booty Whisperer to the Horse Whisperer.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that's right. We didn't just go through all that to not go through the Horse Whisperer. First, let's talk about travel. It's actually one of the part of the topics that we wanted to discuss, which was travel.
Yes.
And so we have an experience that we'd like to share with you with regards to travel adventures and disclaimers, and also as well warnings, heavy warnings. Do not watch this unless you are ready to learn something with regards to travel adventures. Now, do we have a video? I don't even know if we were sent in or how did that.
Well, I have it. I don't know if you can pull up my Instagram on here. Yeah. Is that possible?
The Jacinto Instagram. Yeah.
Jacinto.
Yeah.
So
Before we go into the video, I see you
yes,
looking it up. Tell us about your event. So when did you go? How did it go?
I was almost murdered. I almost died.
Oh my goodness.
I'm not joking. I was almost killed this past weekend.
This past weekend? Oh, you made it to the show. Wow.
Yes, luckily, I mean, you can see my tan, but
I'm going to make it to this show.
And it was so traumatizing that I wore the same shirt. I have it on right here.
Oh, is that right?
This is the same shirt that I wore. I washed it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I was going to say, did you keep it on the whole time?
Because
it on the whole time?
because it was that traumatizing.
I'm never taking it off.
So I just want to go into my trip.
Sure.
I went to Puerto Rico. Viva Puerto Rico. You know, something interesting about Puerto Rico is they flip their L's and their R's around in Spanish. So like por favor, señor is por favor, señor, right? They put the L's, but not in the word Puerto Rico, right? Puerto Rico would be, if they switch them, it'd be Puerto Rico, right?
I got it.
So anyways, I thought that was interesting.
Don't got it, but okay.
Puerto Rico.
I'll figure it out when I get over there.
I was in Vieques, Puerto Rico. Yeah. So Vieques, if you don't know, is an island off the main island.
Gotcha.
So
to San Juan.
Yeah, so San Juan is the major city in Puerto Rico.
That's right.
And Vieques is an island just off of it. There's another one called Culebra.
So you land in San Juan and then you take a plane to
take another plane, and tiny, that little Thai plane, tiny plane to Vieques. And Vieques, there it is. So it's this one right here. So Vieques, as you can see, I put here, I almost got killed this weekend. Vieques is known for, can we click on that? Can you play that? That's okay. So I actually messed up and did put the audio anyway. So as you can see right here, folks, I think that I'm the horse whisperer. Yeah. I'm even like, oh, follow me. Yeah. I am the horse whisperer. I was so cocky about this.
It's a very good time.
Yeah.
Look at these wild horses I found in this little island in the middle of the. I am in paradise.
And there's horses everywhere. So there's he's already laughing at me. There's horses everywhere. Like
laughing with you.
The way they have cats laughing with me. Yeah. The way they have cats and dogs running around the streets of Houston. Yeah. That's how they have horses in Vieques. They're everywhere. And at first, when you get there, you're like, oh, this is magnificent. Yeah. They're beautiful. Can we switch to the next one?
I am the king of my universe.
So yeah.
Man,
so as you can see here, everybody's like, oh, look how beautiful, beautiful white horse on the beach, right? Yeah. And everybody's like, this is beautiful. Can you go to the next one, please?
Up to this point,
everybody's excited. Look, and it comes over to me, and this is my leg, and it's smelling me, and I'm scared out of my mind because I had already been murdered before this.
Oh, you already you have the scent.
Everybody thinks this is great. Can we click the next one? And then look. They're actually monsters. Look at her. That horse is tearing this woman's bag apart.
This is my house, lady.
It's eating all her food, and she does not know, by getting her face by the back of the horse right there, she almost got murdered as well.
They like that.
Because they get scared when someone's behind them, and they just right. So they buck them off. Can we go to the next one? And everybody's like, look how beautiful. Oh yeah, look how beautiful. Look how beautiful that is, folks.
My beach.
Look how wonderful it is.
Paradise.
Yeah, paradise.
Welcome to paradise.
Yes, gorgeous, right? And me, I'm just like over it. I'm just like, yeah, right. I'm not going over there. Everybody's like, see, and they're trying to feed the horse. Nope. It's all good. Okay, let's go to the next one. So we're feeding horses.
Yeah, paradise. Yeah.
Having great time. Yes. And this is just before the killer attack.
The killer attack.
Because we are feeding them, we're having a good time. Here's me talking like, I got this. I'm just gonna go talk to my horses like I usually do.
My crew, my boys.
Next one. And this is the one. So you got to watch very carefully. It happens really quickly. So right now I'm putting the food down. So they're like, here, look, stay right here with the food. But the horse is like, another horse is like, I got food too. But I'm like, no, the food is on the floor. And look, I'm being surrounded now. I'm being surrounded by horses.
How did you get these horses to do this?
Food. And so I'm dropping the food, but they're like, oh yeah, we don't want that food. We want the food you have in your pocket. See, I'm reaching for food in my pocket.
It's like,
and they're like, we want that. And I'm like dropping it.
The outsiders.
See, and they're like, they don't want to. And here's the monster. Here he is right here.
He's the leader.
He's about to buck me. Here it comes. So he's going to come up in front, and here it comes. Here it comes. Watch closely.
Boom, there you go.
Right when it touches me, or I touch it, depending how you're looking at it. See,
sure. I'm pretty sure everything.
Dude, they're biting my fingers.
My house.
They're wild animals. All right, watch. When I bump into it, here it goes.
Oh no, you set. No, he keeps going.
Oh, it started
right. You can
over.
watch it. He's gonna post it later. He's gonna.
right,
Hopefully
click
with
it.
sound. It'll be
Okay,
awesome to hear the sound.
this is the horse bucking me right
Oh,
there.
right there, he gets you.
And then one more click. That's my face of, oh my God.
I'm not in paradise.
I'm gonna die. And seriously though, it left a huge bruise on my knee and my hamstring. I have a giant bruise back there, and I was limping the whole time. And this is something that if you're going to go to Vieques, it's beautiful, it's gorgeous, but understand there's no hospitals.
Yeah.
Their hospital is closed, and you would think because of COVID, that'd be the last thing they close.
Yeah, right,
No, the bars are open, the restaurants are open. No hospital and no police.
Gotcha.
It's a free for all out there, but everybody's respectful. It's a beautiful, gorgeous place. Aside from the horses, stay away from the horses.
But don't go into horse territory, please.
Try not to feed them because they are wild animals, man, and they bit my fingers.
Oh, they bit your finger.
They
Oh, man,
bucked
you guys are-
me.
oh, wow, like,
I'm gonna fix this video so y'all can see it. But
That'd be awesome.
that's my IG, and I'll fix that video so you can see that stupid look on my face in slow motion. I'm an idiot.
It's a fun adventure with regards to how much fun you have when you're out there and you see, hey, you know what? Yeah, I'm gonna try it. I like it. It's
But I love it.
I've never seen wild horses, so in itself,
Yeah,
I wouldn't
and
even know what
I
I'm
actually I went out there for my birthday, and
happy birthday.
oh, thank you. And on my birthday, I actually got to ride horses on the beach.
You went to ride horses? I
on the
think I
beach?
saw before this.
I showed after this.
Oh,
After
you went
this.
after? Oh, so
so
you're like, oh, this is a
and
regular
I was
horse.
already traumatized.
Oh, you already
right,
had
and
it.
so I was kind of freaked out. But there's a big difference between wild horses and domesticated horses.
Yeah.
Domesticated horses are really sweet. You give them food, and they
know what they're doing.
use their lips. They use their lips to pick it off, and it tickles your hands. Wild horses, they think your fingers are hot dogs,
They
and
talk smack. They talk smack about the domesticized.
Oh yeah, they're like
go back to your horses
they're
over
like,
there.
You're gonna go ride
here.
You're gonna go ride those slaves. We're out here in the wild living real life, and we're like, oh man, that's
Get on?
trippy.
You want to get on? No, I'm out. I was just kidding.
Stay away from wild horses, wild animals in general, folks. Even if it's cute, it will murder you and eat you and feed you to its family.
What?
Having said that, I love it. I can't wait to go back. Because of the mofongo. Oh, and I tried something that I never had before.
still haven't gone to the
There's
mofongo place.
trifongo.
Oh, and then
So there's mofongo and there's trifongo.
it'll be interesting to find a Houston place that has.
Oh, I can't wait. So mofongo is just regular mofongo. If you don't know, mofongo is a plantain dish. They put meat on the inside, and they usually use some Creole sauce. And it's bomb. When you cut it open, it explodes and just wonderful. Trifongo is 3 different types. So it's a plantain, it's a yuca, and then there's something else I forget. But it's 3 types of plátano, and they use it in the mofongo.
Gotcha.
Oh, it's amazing. I actually did a video, a vlog of some of the restaurants that I went to. You can find that on my IG as well.
Gotcha.
And some of the most fascinating things I've ever seen is Roosters Crow 24/7.
not just as
Did
a
you
fan.
know that Roosters Crow 24/7?
I mean, I've heard them. I'm pretty sure that they don't have a clock and they just go at 6 o'clock.
I thought it was just like the cartoons,
I think it has
right?
something to do about their cycle, about them trying to.
I actually Googled it because I was staying up till 3-4 in the morning because they were crowing all night. So I'm like, I wanted to Google it because I'm like, how do I murder a crow?
You're gonna try to get a wild
cock.
rooster, huh?
How do I murder a
have enough
cock?
with your horses?
But when
You
I
wanna go after the
when I
roosters.
Googled how do I murder a cock, something else came up that I don't want to talk about.
Hold on. 1 second. I'm sorry. to cut you off.
Exactly.
We're running low on our time.
Yeah. So
all right.
Yeah.
Traveling adventures. The timer that's going off with regards to our shoot.
Yes.
And we wanted to before we close up is discuss a little bit of next week's or next episode's conversation.
yes, next episode.
Next episode conversation is going to be the Super Bowl,
Can we say that? I thought we had to say the big game.
the big game.
We can't say Super Bowl.
But
I just said
before
it
we
again.
get to the game, the Chiefs battle the Bengals. And the Niners ride on the Rams.
You're so on this, man. You got the voice down and everything, man. I'm excited about it. And we just
The odds are on the Chiefs, right? I'm going for the Chiefs. That's the odds. Everybody says the Chiefs.
I just explained football to Roberto about 10 minutes before the
Look how
show
fast I
started,
learned. Look
and
how
he
fast I
learned
learned.
right away.
Bam, the premium advantage.
So Super Bowl, we'll have our Super Bowl picks next time.
Yes.
I want to come up with some way for us to have our picks here
Yes.
so we can see it live and direct.
It'll be fun.
But yes, it's going to be so this weekend we have Kansas City against the Bengals,
Yep.
the Chiefs and the Bengals, right? And the Niners and the Rams, as you said.
Yeah, exactly.
So the Chiefs are favored. The spread is -7.
-7.
So if you don't know, that means that the Chiefs are going into the game with 7 points deducted already.
Gotcha,
right? That's how
it's
it.
far ahead.
Right, it's far ahead. Right, and then the over under on that game is 54.5.
I see.
So over under means they give you a number. So 54.5 points. You're betting to see if it's going to go over 54.5 or under 54.5. The whole total for both teams.
Spread
right.
betting.
So Kansas City is favored. I'm excited about this game because the Bengals that's the prize team. They have this cat Joe Burrow. He's the quarterback, and he is calm and cool like a poker player, man. I mean, just so cool. He got sacked 9 times last game. 9 times, and they won.
Wow.
So he's fearless, and he's going to go in there. And Patrick Mahomes is just such a beast that I think it's going to be a good game. People think it's going to be a blowout, but I think it's going to be a good game. And then the Rams and the Niners, the Rams are favored by 3.5 points. So that's going to be a good game as well. I don't know what's going to happen, but I do know that Kyle Shanahan is a brilliant coach. He's the coach of the Niners.
Gotcha.
And I believe that if it comes down to the very end, that Shanahan's going to make some sort of adjustment or do something radical that's going to win that game. Because I think it's going to be a close game. It's going to be a low-scoring game. The over-under is 45.5. Okay. 45.5. I like it. So that's a tough one. 45.5, man. That honestly, I think it's going to be under that, but
we will see.
We shall see. We shall see.
Predictions will tell. Okay. Well, in the meantime, you guys have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your time. Thank you very much for listening. Subscribe.
And don't forget, the promo code for the free nutrition information from Juliana is Premium HTX.
That's right.
You're going to email her. The information is at the bottom down there.
Yes, have a good afternoon.